Today we're going to be talking about a shape we have not yet discussed. We're going to be talking about the rectangle. Rectangle is spelled R-E-C-T-A-N-G-L-E. Rectangle. A rectangle is a shape with 4 sides and 4 corners. The sides are each line that makes up our shape, and the corners are where 2 lines or sides meet. What other shape has 4 sides and 4 corners? A square. All squares are rectangles, but not all rectangles are squares. Let's take a closer look at rectangles. When we draw a rectangle, we only use straight lines. There are no wiggles in a rectangle. A rectangle is very similar to a square. In fact, all squares are rectangles, but not all rectangles are squares. A square has 4 sides that are all the same length. A rectangle does not. So I can make the top and the bottom longer than the 2 sides. There, we have a rectangle. Let's draw some more rectangles. I can make the top and the bottom short and the sides long. Let's see, if I make all of the sides the same length, is it still a rectangle? It is. I know it's a little tricky, but squares are rectangles. Not all rectangles have to be squares. Let's see how many rectangles I can draw. I'm going to start with a big rectangle on my whiteboard, as big as I can draw it. Next, I'm going to put smaller rectangles inside. I'm going to keep going until I can't go anymore. How many rectangles do you think I can make? Remember, a rectangle has 4 sides and 4 corners. All squares are rectangles, but all rectangles are not squares. Oh no, I'm running out of space. Let's count the rectangles that I drew. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Can you fit 8 rectangles on your page? Okay, let's see if we can pick out which shapes are rectangles. I'm going to draw some shapes on my whiteboard. Okay, let's take a look at the shapes and see which ones are rectangles. We know that a rectangle has 4 sides and 4 corners. So I think a good way for us to figure out which shapes are rectangles would be to count the sides. Let's start with this shape. I'm going to count the sides. 1, 2, 3. This shape is not a rectangle. Let's move on to the next one. It just has 1 long side. Not a rectangle. Let's take a look at this shape. 1, 2, 3, 4 sides and 1, 2, 3, 4 corners. This is a rectangle. I'm going to color it in. Okay, let's come down to this shape. I'm going to count the sides. 1, 2, 3. This is not a rectangle. Next, I've got a shape with one long continuous side. That's not a rectangle either. Next, I'm going to look at this shape. Let's count the sides. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 sides. Let's see if there are 4 corners. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a rectangle. Let's go ahead and color it in. Squares and rectangles can get a little bit confusing. It might be hard to tell which one is which, but we remember that a rectangle has 4 sides and 4 corners. And that a square has 4 sides, 4 corners, and all the sides are the same length. A square is a rectangle, but a rectangle doesn't have to be a square. All right, see you soon.